What makes absolutely 0% sense to you? The concept of forever. It makes my head hurt to even think too hard about it. It's like a continuous now. You just wrinkled my brain, man. Flat earthers. Met one in real life the other day and couldn't decide if they were trolling or not and had to end the conversation and walk away. Had an old friend from high school who dedicated his entire Facebook page to proving the earth is flat. Everyone teased him and laughed at him. He finally left Facebook in a huff, claiming oppression. I work with one. We work in healthcare, and her job specifically has to do with technology that didn't exist 40 years ago. Anytime the topic comes up, I want to scream your job wouldn't exist without the science you're denying. Everything's a scam to her. I still have no idea how phones and computers work. I've had it explained so many times, but I'm totally fine just being in awe of how cool it all is. All technology is powered by smoke. Once the smoke is released, it ceases to function. Electrical engineer here. Can confirm. I have to specify what kind of smoke the production guys put into our electronics. Why the traffic lights downtown are not synchronized so that drivers don't have to stop at every block for yet another red light. It causes endless gridlock at rush hours and needlessly wastes gas with all the stop-and-go traffic patterns throughout the city. I was actually thinking about this a lot when I was working downtown in my city recently. They definitely try to figure out the most efficient way to manipulate traffic with the light systems, but it always feels like stop-and-go traffic with no thought put into it. The only conclusion I could come to is that it might have something to do with the expected frequency of traffic on different roads. Still doesn't make sense to me. The issue is that traffic is a flow problem that's impossible to fully solve even without drivers being stupid, which they often are. A buddy of mine who's a civil engineer said that absolute best you can get is good flow in one direction, and even that is pretty hard to achieve without totally screwing over everyone else. How easily people can convince themselves they know more about a topic than an expert who has devoted their life to a topic after a 10-minute Google search. A 10-minute search is being generous. My vet has a coffee mug that says, "Please don't confuse your Google search with my veterinary degree." How some sodas and drinks have so much sugar in them. Like, what would it taste like without the sugar? Does it actually need that much flavoring to mask it, or do we need that much to taste something? The carbonation makes the sugar taste less sweet. Try shaking an almost empty bottle of Coke and drink it. The colder it is, the less sugar it tastes as well. So warm flat Coke tastes like diluted syrup. How far humans have come. The fact that I'm holding a supercomputer in my hand right now, and the second I post this, it can be seen across the world. All from the comfort of your own home's toilet. That my spouse cannot close anything completely. Everything is halfway screwed on or has the top just sitting on it. So many things spilled and broken. My former fiancée was the same. She claimed that it was the responsibility of the person using the item next to make sure the lid was on tight. Read that as many times as you like. I'm fucking constantly closing drawers and cabinets around here every day of my life, god damn it. So happy I'm not alone with this. Why can't they simply shut a door? SpongeBob made a Krabby Patty in the first episode but was never given the formula. He just knew? It is implied that he knows. There is that one episode where he recites it for Plankton but garbles the names of the ingredients. There's an episode where SpongeBob loses his confidence thanks to a food critic and he lists out the ingredients as he's building the burger. I remember being homesick one day from school and that episode coming on TV. I remembered what happened in the episode because I had seen it before and recorded the episode on a VHS so I could have the recipe. That a lot of women's pants don't come with pockets or have fake pockets. What the fuck is with that? Women need pockets too, damn it. Skateboard ollies. Imagine hammering down with your fist on the tip of a spoon. The spoon goes flipping through the air. Now imagine that immediately after hammering down, another force stops the rotating motion by flicking forward on the other edge of the spoon, the handle. The spoon would still fly into the air, but then level out. That's what an ollie is. Why a straight length of a city street will arbitrarily change names. That is, you come to an intersection, to your left is Walnut Street and to your right is 2nd Street, and they're both the same stretch of road. I know sometimes they were two unconnected roads that over time joined up. How a camera is able to capture what I see. How speakers work. I get that a cone vibrates at different frequencies, etc. But how that single cone recreates instruments, voices, noises, etc. is just black magic to me. I'd just like to say I do indeed understand the basic theory behind how speakers work. It's the fact that a pair of speakers can recreate an entire orchestra. The fact you can pick out each and every individual instrument. This is what blows my mind. What will really blow your mind is that you can turn a speaker into a microphone. Yes, that and how the same thing occurs with a vinyl record. Vinyl records have me so confused. Vinyl records work with stereo too, i.e. different sounds in right and left speaker. But how? 3D stereo is also black magic fuckery. Many years ago, I used to use a voice chat program that tracked users' positions in-game and would use algorithms and witchcraft to alter their voices based on your and their character positions in-game. So if somebody was talking to me and their character was running past me from back to the left, I would hear them behind me to the left, then right in my left ear, then in front of me to the left. All weren't just basic earbuds because the computer changed the sounds to match what your ear would hear if it actually happened in real life. It blew my mind when I first tried it. My friends and I spent like 15 minutes just talking and running our characters in different directions to listen to the 3D positional audio. Not using your blinker. Seriously, it's one movement of one finger. A device that literally tells every person on the road what's going to happen a few seconds in the future. And people ignore it, so we all just keep guessing. I don't understand why dental care is not considered actual health care and it treated like a sidecar benefit. At least I could or can afford dental or vision if I wanted to. $10 every check is much easier than $50 to $100 every check. The problem is that most dental plans are simply discount cards with a certain group of dentists, and vision plans are glorified savings accounts. Our current vision plan pays out $5 more than its annualized cost, the only benefit being it comes out of the check pre-tax. I work in fire and emergency medical services. When patients quit taking their blood pressure medication because they don't have high blood pressure anymore, that's because it's working nitwit, or seizure medication, or diabetes medication. Why people get more outraged by crap they read on Facebook than crap they allow their representatives to pass. Because it's easier and doesn't require understanding of any nuance. Consciousness. Not in comparison to being unconscious. But out of the trillions of animals on Earth, how did I end up in this body? I could have been born a slave in some ancient culture. I could have been a cat, bird, or some insect that lived for 4 days. Why me? Why now? My egg could have split in the womb and I could have been a twin. What happened to his consciousness? I have 3 kids. My wife lost a pregnancy between kid number 2 and number 3. I don't know if it was a girl or a boy. We could have had a kid number 4, number 5, and so on, but we chose to stop. What about them? What would they have been like? How many great, or mediocre, people were never born? It seems that the set of possible conscious beings would be huge and the vast majority of them never have a being to walk around in. How the hell did I, or we, end up so damn lucky? Having to dress up and drive into an office to do a job that could easily be done from home. I get it, you want to make sure your employees are actually working. But fucking seriously, wouldn't you know by seeing the work hasn't been done? Why do I have to waste gas and time when the internet, exists? That you need experience for an entry-level position which you need for experience. I tried to go through the Taco Bell drive-thru on a Friday night, and they had closed at 10 p.m. What business do you think you are in? There are Taco Bells that close at 10 p.m.? What madness is this? I live in a 2-university city. Taco Bell closes at 11, it's insane. Maybe they just find it not worth the trouble to deal with drunks and stoners, I don't know. My stepdad was hit by a drunk driver and blew both his knees apart. He eventually filed a lawsuit and won $500,000, but his health insurance company, which he had been paying a premium towards every month for 20 years, demanded he pay them back the money that they had spent on his medical bills. After doing that and giving the lawyer his percentage of the winnings, we were left with $25,000. That is exactly how it works. All insurance that covers harm has a clause that they get reimbursed if you sue for that harm. That's why you sue for damages plus emotional distress, lost work, etc. Yep, friend in college was hit by a car while walking to class. They got all their medical bills covered plus $5 million, I think, for emotional distress or whatever. Finished the degree and now working full-time and doesn't live extravagantly, just bought one decently nice new car. So I guess that money is just a nest egg now. That people still haven't learned to recycle and continue to litter everywhere they go. I mean, is it that hard? Menus without prices, or just selling anything without a price on it. If you don't tell me how much something is until it's time to pay for it, then I'm just not going to buy anything at all. Why there are certain foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why is cereal a breakfast item? Why is it not normal to eat it for dinner? Why are chicken biscuits a breakfast item? Can't I have those for dinner? Seems appetizing for dinner. Pizza for breakfast is the best. Why is it frowned upon? People who frown upon pizza for breakfast are not people you need to have in your life. People wanting flying cars. With as many bad drivers as there are on the ground, why would you want that in the sky? Most people think that having a flying car would be amazing because they picture being the only car in the sky. Time. I will never be able to wrap my head around time. It must have started at some point. But what was there before time? And was there anything before that, and before that? One day there was nothing, the next day we have a massive universe. I can't comprehend it no matter how hard I try. Scientology. You should try some of their brainwashing that'll change your mind, smiley face.